Welcome back, guys, to episode number 12 here in my Grand Prix World Stewart career mode here at Zenrong. And guys, if you haven't seen the last episode, I highly recommend you check it out. There was something of a miracle that happened in the last episode, so yeah, there will be a few potential spoilers in this episode because we're obviously leading on from the last episode. But the first thing is we're just going to have a look at the news for the end of the Austrian Grand Prix, moving into the German Grand Prix. So as you can see, Benetton have finally completed a team sponsorship deal with Blondes, the team that sponsored Prost and Play Life, of course. They were with Benetton actually, and now they've moved over to Williams. So good signings there from both those teams. It's always good to get those major deals, those major team deals sorted. They're worked in the region anywhere from Red Bull on the up to the Marano boys. From 20 million up to 30, 33, 34 million. So it's important for these teams to get that kind of funding in. Schumacher, of course, took another win to add to his total. Hakkinen did lead the race, though, at the last Grand Prix from pole position. But as you can see there, guys, Rubens Barrichello finished in 5th position, something I would say of a miracle. Brilliant performance from Rubens. This is why we have him signed for next season. This is why he's in the team. He's a fantastic driver. This is what we're looking to achieve with Rubens next season. So, brilliant drive from him. So proud of him, so happy. I knew he would be the one to get us points. I knew Magnussen would never get us the points. So, this is exactly what we're looking for. Yeah, brilliant. Villeneuve, of course, got disqualified last race for using illegal driving aids, even though we complained to the FIA in the last race and they didn't find anything. He gets disqualified anyway for using them, so I don't know, a bit weird. Magnussen, of course, finished the race early, wasn't happy. Jordan are buying their fuels next season from Repsol, so they're a customer to them. Sauber have gone into a partnership with Mercedes-Benz, so an interesting development there from Sauber, so that's a good play from them. And McLaren, of course, in pole position to run away with the constructors. I have no idea who Jason Watt is, but Minardi have signed him. Prost has secured Lauren Redon. Not really sure if that's a great thing. I guess he's French, so hopefully they haven't signed him as a driver, otherwise that'd be a terrible, terrible signing. Fastest lap of the last race was actually posted by Damon Hill. So, yeah, showing his wet weather talent there. Arrows have signed GE. Ferrari have signed Zepter. McLaren with Federal Express. Minardi with Avex and Prost with Bic. We have taken Pia, and they are our cash team sponsor, i.e. they pay us double the amount for next season. So if you haven't seen it in the last episode, you will see it shortly. Tyrrell have signed Brother. Both Williams cars pulled off more fantastic race starts last race, but I believe they got banned for that, so not the best thing in the world. During the last race, Ferrari surprisingly braked us, so they obviously have power brakes, I believe there. The FIA is constantly unhappy with people moaning, blah blah blah, so that was us, but even though they got banned for it, so I'm not really sure what happened there. They have confirmed the regulation of the use of technologies. Oh, okay, so that's interesting. So we'll look at that there shortly. So as you can see here, 5th place, got some good points. We had the retirement, of course, and we made a little bit of a profit last race. So all in all, very, very good race there indeed from the guys. So as you can see, we've signed Barrichello for next season and for 2000 as well with Pedro Diniz. We will look at a test driver soon enough to replace Harberfeld. But yeah, as you can see, of course, morale's pretty stationary as it is at the moment in time. But yeah, really good result there in the last race from Barrichello. Really, really proud of him, of course. And just have a look at that again. So you can all see it as well. He finished in 5th position. 3 laps down in the end, of course. But managing to beat out Prost and Wirtz. But the annoying thing for me, guys, and this is what I really dislike, and I've actually mentioned it on a few forums where Grand Prix World is pretty, I wouldn't say active. People are with the game, but it's pretty popular, I would say. That we can't change the FIA funding because the game relies heavily on the FIA funding to be towards, finishing races, which is interesting because I thought we finished a lot of races early on in the season, but yet our funding has gone from 10 million down to 4.5 million, even though we've scored points. Now I know Prost have scored points, I know Ferrari have scored more, Williams have scored more, Jordan have scored more, etc. But it's a bit weird to me that we've lost funding because of that. So yeah, that's a little bit annoying, to be honest. But as you can see here, hydraulics and throttle will be the only 2 technologies carried forward into next year. So if we are improving any technologies, it'll be hydraulics and throttle. Driving it, still half of them haven't been confirmed. It's just also automatic gears and power brakes. We know Benetton have traction control, so that wouldn't be a bad thing to have a look at, actually. But we don't have the resources to do so at this moment in time. So yeah, we'll just confirm the assembly again, but we'll double check to make sure we haven't received somehow a new engine, but I don't think we have. The setup will stay the same, and of course the driver orders will stay the same for now. Actually, we might drop the top speed a little because the engine has been pretty unreliable of late, I have to say. So Ford might want to work on that. So no changes there as of yet. So, sorry, let's have a look at the sponsors first. So we made no progress on our deal with Bridgestone, which kind of was a little bit annoying, to be honest. So we're going to take a little bit of these guys away. PlayStation, yeah, we've made good progress with them, but it's not a massively important deal. This deal with Bridgestone is pretty important for a season. What I'm also going to do as well, I think there's one star sponsor left, possibly Autosport. We're going to try and get them on board. Because we need to start bringing in more cash sponsors for next season in that regard as well. Now, this isn't the end of the world if we take Bridgestone here. It just means we have to pay them a bit more money, which is something I don't really fancy doing, if I'm honest. So, yeah. But yeah, at the moment, not much to talk about there really in the sponsorship front. As you can see for this season, 19.4 million, which equates to 1.2 million per race, which is what we brought in. You can see all the numbers there. But then conversely, if you look at next season, 6.4 million, it's only 400,000 per race, which is a third of what we're bringing in at the moment. So we'd be losing out on 800k per race. But Deniz comes in, and Deniz is paying us quite a bit more. And let me just equate it here. Let me just get my phone out and let me tell you exactly what it is. I believe we worked it out in previous episodes. So if you divide that by 16, you get 600,000 more. So Deniz is almost making up the deficit now that we have at this moment in time. So if we can get that deal with Bridgestone, and if we can get one or two more cash sponsors on board, we're cooking with gas. You know, we've made up the difference almost for next season. So yeah, as you can see here now, guys, we've finished up finally the model design. And now we are hiring a wind tunnel, which costs us 50k per race, which isn't great. But look, that's just the way it is. And we will now put all of our resources into perfecting the last part of our car. So you can see here the efficiency is 90%. For next season, guys, the most the car's rating is going to be in terms of its performance is going to be like 20%, which is terrible. At the moment, it's about 25%. There's not much we can really do about it. It's just the way it is. It's going to be the same for a lot of teams. So we're going to be at the back fighting with a couple of other teams, but that's just the way it is for next season. I mean, if you look at it like this, let's look at the engineering part. So Ferrari, McLaren, Williams, they'll all be looking around that 60 to 70%. Arrows, Benetton will be looking at 50, 60. Jordan, Sauber, Tyrrell, 30, 40, 50 maybe. And then there's us, Prost and Stewart. So sorry, us Minardi and Prost rather. And we're all going to be looking at, terrible rating of, max 20%, maybe 10, 15%. So that's just the way it is. But at least for 2000, we're going to have a good car. We've got a good chief designer coming in Neil Oatley, the second best one, I believe, in the game at this moment in time. Now, that could decrease, of course, and that would be a nightmare if it did. We're bringing in John Barnard, of course, is one of the best technical directors in the game. So, yeah, this is what we need. This is what we're looking for next season. So, yeah, other than that, really, we just have to replace damage, of course, on Magnussen's car, because, again, he got himself into trouble. Barrichello, of course, what a driver he is. So happy, so proud of him from the last race. And yeah, he did us a blinder, to be honest with you. And the only injustice is, of course, we're getting less funding next season from the FIA, which I think is a bit ridiculous. And I've asked in these forums, can they help with that funding for the cars? Apparently there isn't much they can do. It's the way it is in the game engine. You'd have to go hex editing. I mean, I can barely edit the in-game files. Don't mind the anything like hex editing. Even the word sounds like a bit of a mouthful. But yeah, as you can see, 25% handling. Most next season will be, I'd say, will be around 17-18% if we can get this up to 100%. If not, it'll be a bit lower than that. So that's pretty much it, guys. Yeah, let's get into round number 11, the German Grand Prix at Hockenheim. Here we are, German Grand Prix, 1998. And nothing has changed, of course, with the drivers, as we know. Very dry, very high, 26 degrees. This track is a massive straight line speed track. We're going to be found out here with that Ford engine, I believe, but you never know. All I want really from the guys is if we can get a double finish. That's kind of what we want here. So let's see what these guys can do going into qualifying, of course, for the German Grand Prix at Hockenheim. Not a great result, actually. We get outpaced by one of the Tyrrells, which is... and one of the Minardi's as well. Oh my god. It's because Frentzen got banned after qualifying. Williams keep running these freaking driving A's. It's a bit surprising, actually. Jacques Villeneuve actually managed 4th ahead of... Well, the Ferraris are on pole position. Ferrari brought a new upgrade. There's no way they could be that far ahead of McLaren. Because look, all of a sudden Irvine's 6 tenths ahead of Mika Hakkinen, and Michael Schumacher, you know, another 2 tenths ahead, and that's 8 tenths ahead of Hakkinen. And Coulthard's all the way down in 6th position. And that's a huge surprise. I'm gonna have a quick look at why that could be. I mean, that's a real big surprise there. Hill outpacing one of the Benettons, but Verts, more interestingly, gets ahead of Coulthard as well. So yeah, Frentzen, this is going to be the first time he won't score points, I believe, all season, or one of the only times he hasn't, because he's banned. But yeah, not a great result, outpaced by both the Tyrrells and the Minardi's. So yeah, I'm not very happy with that, but look, that's just the way it goes sometimes. And oh, another light rain race. Could this be our season, guys? I wonder. We're going to try the same thing again. Can Rubens, and you know what, we'll put Jan on the same strategy, because why not? You know, he's you know, I guess one of them could possibly retire from this race, but we'll have to see. Why are you putting on? No, don't do that. Let me just double check that. Okay, perfect. So light rain, Barrichello. What magic can you muster for us? Hopefully you won't have a retirement, at least. Try and get both guys to finish this race. Let's see what happens in Germany. Barrichello in 10th position, way off this time, but that's because a lot less drivers retired out of the top guys. Both McLarens are there, for instance, this time. But Michael Schumacher laps the field twice in the Ferrari, and all of a sudden Ferrari have come alive in the Constructors' Championship. I wonder, is this a once-off? We'll have to find out next episode, but that's brilliant. Lacey with another 2 points in the Sauber, and Fisichella picking up a point in the Benetton. Panis almost getting in there. Verts, Nakano, we got a pace for one of the Minardi's again. That's a big shame, but at least we managed to get the 2 Tyrrells, a Prost and an Arrows. But Nakano has come alive all of a sudden, really quick this race. Magnussen with an unknown failure. Both the Jordans retiring, so that's a big shame there for Damon Hill especially. And of course Villeneuve with a driver error, big shame there for him. Deniz, of course, our driver for next season, with an engine error. But yeah, or an engine failure rather. So yeah, an okay result. I mean, would have liked at least a top 8 maybe there. That's just the kind of way it goes sometimes, I guess. So yeah, that's a bit of a shame. But what this means, of course, for the Drivers' Championship is now Schumacher is 1 single point behind Mika Hakkinen. He has jumped David Coulthard into 2nd position. Coulthard's on 54. Irvine 37 jumps ahead of Frentzen again, so ding dong battle there. Hill's on 17, Villeneuve on 10, Alesi on 7, Verts on 5, Ralf Schumacher 3, Giancarlo Fisichella on 2, Johnny Herbert on 2, Rubens Barrichello on 2, and Olivia Panis on 1. And what this means for the constructors is McLaren's gap comes down considerably at the top of the table. They're now on 111, but Ferrari have gone up to 93 points. Williams are on 43, with Jordan on 20, Sauber on 9, Benetton on 7, we're on 2, and Prost are on 1. So yeah, brilliant race there, guys. For Ferrari, I would say, more than anyone else. No more driving gates have been done, and our funding has gone down more. Fantastic for next season. That's absolutely brilliant. That's what you want to see. But yeah, let's just have a quick look at the last race again. Magnussen went out in lap 6. That's a bit of a shame. Deniz almost got to the in-hill, got more than halfway. I would like to see what his lap times would have been like. Yeah, Damon Hill 2nd quickest. Look at what is that lap time difference? Schumacher in the 52s and Irvine and the rest of the field in the 59s. What is that, lads? That is absolutely outrageous. Barrichello, 3-star wet weather driver. He's over 11. He's 10 seconds a lap slower than Michael Schumacher. Like, look at this. Ricardo Rosset is almost 20 seconds a lap slower than Michael Schumacher. How on earth can you be 20 seconds a lap slower? I think the game is a bit has been slightly found out there, so we'll have to wait and see how that is. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you want to see more of this content, and yeah, leave me any comments about anything that you see, anything you want to, you know, get going forward. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Goodbye.